And kicked it off. Looking forward to Friday too, Fan Fest, inviting everybody out. Come out and watch the kids play, practice, run around. So that should be a good way to kick it off with our fans Friday afternoon. So, I thought for first practice, I was excited about the fact that the kids played really fast, really hard, ton of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement out there. So, I thought for a first day without pads on it was good. Um, but got a lot of work to do. So with that, questions.
Take the questions from the raise your hand.
Let me guess. You guys want to know how the defensive back battle's going, right? Is that the first question?
That's what everybody's thinking.
It's going well. Julian Wiggum made a hell of an interception down the sideline, and I was really pleased to see that. So he's putting some heat on Richard and Keon Lynn.
Scott,
Brandon Reddish.
What are you looking for from the first practice here? What were you looking at?
To be honest with you, the thing I look for out of the first practice is just the kids having enthusiasm and trying their best to play fast, play hard, and enjoy the game. We're going to be so hard on them, as coaches. And, especially the young kids, they come in and they're used to being that top man on the totem pole. And, then they come in here and they get knocked down to size after their first, second, third play in there. And I thought the kids did a good job. Looking at the young kids, Mitch Kimball did a nice job in there. Young freshman, messing things up, turning around, came back and bounced back. But really what I look for is just attitude and effort and a lot of enthusiasm. And I saw a lot of that, so I was pleased with that.
Were you happy overall, or you kept them a little long today? Was that an indication of how you felt?
Not so much. We have a couple things we do discipline-wise, and we had some guys that had their helmets unbuckled when they weren't supposed to, so we got off the field a few minutes late. But I was pleased we got extra plays in on practice today, so we were ahead of schedule that way as far as the plays are concerned. But like I told them in the team meeting today, I said the whole goal is to do the firsts really well. And what I mean by that, the first time we do anything together this fall, let's do it the right way. And our helmets weren't buckled up the right way, so we wanted to get that right, so we got that right. The first time we break the huddle, the first time we take the field, the first time we run through the line. So that's the whole focus point there, and if it took us a few minutes to get that right, that's a good thing.
During the portion of practice that we were allowed to watch, saw you looking at the kickers a little bit. How close was the competition between Ross and Ryan?
Well, I think Ross is definitely the established, place kicker for us. Competition, we always want to invite that competition, but really I think Ross is, he's the guy, putting it down. He's done some good things over the years, and we're looking for continued success. He looked good out there too, by the way.
First chance to see Drew Allen in a uniform and throwing the ball. What were your initial thoughts about him?
The ball comes out good. He's got ability. Right now, being a former quarterback, the toughest thing is the system and the terminology and translating everything from one terminology to the other. It causes the mind and the body to look a little different. Early on, he was doing some real good things. Defense made a couple good plays, and then seeing how they bounce back is what you're always looking for. But he's got good ability there. He really does.
The last 2 years, we kind of knew that Jeremiah was going to be the kick return guy, and last year Steve and Richie split punt return. It seems like there's a lot of guys that could fill in there this year. Is that where some of the younger players or first-year guys might see the field?
Yeah, really just the best ones. We have some talented kids that have done it in high school and junior college and everything. So we're going to try to get as many catches, see who catches it the most comfortable, and then try to get them on tape, with guys coming at them. But we do have some good options there.
You talked about working around the field and getting a feel for everybody, helping where need be. How was it today to go around and kind of experience each different position?
Well, it's a blast. It's different. It's so different. I've talked to Missy about that. It's just different because, for 22 years I was just chasing those same kids around on defense and in the secondary. And it's, it's kind of like eye-opening to me because there's opportunities to go watch some kids I barely get to watch, on the offensive side of the ball. Got down and watched Coach Pearl's doing his individual drills and that sort of thing. So it's another area that's exciting for me, just because I haven't had that opportunity.
Scott, I was looking over the practice schedule and I noticed you only have 1 day off before the first game. I'm just wondering why you decided to format it.
Everything's adjustable, so we look at things 1 day at a time. We put a schedule together because we know we can't cancel a day because the sun's going to come up and the moon's going to rise, and then You know, we got to say we got another day. If we want to take 5 days off before Penn State, we can still do that. Nothing's set in stone. What we want to do is be organized, so we always say we have every practice plan ready if we want to use it, and then some, to be quite honest with you. And we do the same thing with repetitions. You know, you shoot for maybe a period where you have 20 reps, so let's script 24 reps. So if we're ahead of the game and ahead of the curve, we get a win. Does that make sense?
Coach, as far as the quarterbacks, is there a plan in place as far as Terrell's going to get the reps with the ones until he loses it, or somebody warrants,
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. We'll practice. You know, each day we'll look at the practice plan. We'll work the repetitions as we see fit. We'll try to count repetitions with runs and passes and different concepts that we're doing. And then I'll lean on the guys far more talented than me, Tim Lester and George McDonald, to help make decisions as to where we're taking reps from some guys and adding them to others.
Coach, is there any kind of time plan or anything like timetable or anything like that? How close do you let it get to that first game before you make your quarterback decision?
Same as all the other positions. Before we kick off against Penn State, we have to have a decision made who our starters are.
Michael.
I'm curious as to the running back position with so many guys trying to fit in there. How do you try and use a couple guys that didn't get any reps last year and work them in so that they're up to speed where they might split reps with Jerome? And I'm talking about Devontae and George and guys like that.
Yeah, I think you look at all the different opportunities there are to play in the football field. You know, some of our best players over the years, guys like Garrett Wolf and Thomas Hammock when I was at Northern Illinois. They were great special teams guys, big teams guys. And then all of a sudden, opportunity came up where they get a few more reps. You know, you have to look at every game plan and say where they fit and try to be creative and innovative too, put them on the field in different ways.
Final question, Mark.
Scott, can you just talk about kind of your goals for this first week? How much are you implementing your tempo of practice, that kind of thing, getting used to the players?
Yeah, goals and objectives going into it really are first and foremost to improve daily. You know, I know it sounds simple, but just feel like we improve daily with the things we can always improve on regardless of talent level. So that's attitude and effort and finishing the day with enthusiasm. From a practice standpoint, the way we practice getting on and off the field, once we get our installs in, basically we'll have a handful of installations. We throw a lot at them when they're not in pads. You know what I mean? Let's throw as much at them